Everybody, welcome back to the Checkered Flag NASCAR PS4 League. Tonight, we are broadcasting the Bass Pro Shops National Series season finale here. It is the Ford Ecoboost 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And yet again, we had it last night, and we're trying it again tonight. We have the SUPERCAST. And I have two returning commentators from last night, and two people that weren't with me last night. So first off, we have Smoke. Who are you covering tonight, Smoke?
Covering the number 18 of Weasel.
And we have S'mores. Who will you be covering tonight?
I am covering Incog in the number 10 tonight.
Alright, and Harris, you'll be with us as well tonight. Who will you be covering?
I'll be covering Predator in the 9, I believe.
Yes, and Katie, who will you be covering tonight?
I'll be covering the one of GT Jones.
Alright, so Smoke, Weasel has been the hottest driver throughout the playoffs. What do you expect to see from him tonight?
I expect him to kind of do what I predicted Don was going to do last night. Kind of hang back in the first two stages, and then really be there for stage 3 and show everybody what he's here for.
And Harris, what do you see that Predator might be able to do tonight?
All he has to really pay attention to is just this final race. He's done it all season, been dominant, even though he has some of his bad races, but just one race just matters to him. As long as he just stays to the front, no trouble, I think he got this in his books.
And S'mores, what are you thinking that Incog might do tonight?
I would think that Incog might do the same thing as Weasel. Just hang back to the final stage and then let her loose, pretty much.
Okay, and Katie, what do you expect from GT Jones tonight?
I think a lot of people are underestimating GT, just like last night in the Truck Series in real life, Matt Crafton was slept on, then he came and won the title. And I think GT could be in a similar situation if he can come here at Homestead and run well, because right now he's under the radar.
And do you guys think tonight that the winner of the race is going to be the champion? Now, we saw last night Darth Kylo won the race, but Landrod ended up becoming the champion. Do you think we'll see a repeat of that tonight, or do you think one of the final four drivers will win the race tonight and the championship?
I think the championship 4 driver will win the race. I think they'll all be top 4.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
If a non-final 4 driver was to win tonight, who do you guys think it could be?
Maybe Trainer.
Trainer.
Yeah, I would go with Trainer.
I would say either him or Ryan Guy, because Ryan Guy could might pull a strategy out of the head like he did in the past couple races.
Ryan Guy won a very similar, mile-and-a-half track, which is Kansas, which is probably the closest mirror image to Homestead. And Weasel actually was the fastest there. So, do you guys think that Weasel could be the favorite for tonight?
I think he will be one of the favorites, yes.
Okay.
Did y'all get invites?
Yeah, we can't join yet.
Alright, not yet.
Mike, can you invite me? I think I moved here and offline.
Yeah, okay. I think you were. I don't think you were, actually.
Yeah, I think he is.
Okay, I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting night. These 4 guys have been by far the class of the field all year in the Bass Pro Shops National Series. And it's all going to come to a head tonight.
Yep, should be a good one.
So we're just waiting on being able to join.
Okay. Love you too.
Oh, S'mores loves somebody.
Couple family members.
Yes. Family's most
Smoke's now
important
showing
thing.
online.
Yes, Smoke's Emog is now online.
Yes, I am.
I'm just going to have Bradley text me when I can join, because I believe he's spotting tonight for Predator, who is one of the championship 4.
That is correct.
Yes.
It's like an Xfinity race. It's going to come down to Custer and Reddick.
Broadcasters can join now.
Okay, we can join. Do you guys, I can't talk right now because I'm on the blue screen. Hold on. Alright, do you guys think that a driver with a spotter may have an advantage over a driver that doesn't have a spotter tonight? Do you think, what's the factor going to play there with spotters being involved in tonight's race?
I think it'll play a factor because if you have good spotter, like most spotters we do have, then it'll be a really good advantage for you. But it all just depends on who the driver and who the spotter is.
It's true.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Smokey, actually, have you had a spotter in a race?
No.
Oh, okay. Anybody in here had one?
No.
I had one that was Ryan Guy at Auto Club earlier this year.
Yeah, I had one as well. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, as there's already contact.
What is the difference between having a spotter and not having a spotter? For those that don't know.
You have a guy who's helping you. Like, if you don't know what to do with the car. Auto Club I was doing terrible, but Ryan Guy really helped me get that to the front. He was just saying do this and do that, and then guys from inside outside just really helps for someone who knows the track as well as you do, and you just focus on the race, and they'll tell you how you run your car.
One
Yeah, I
interesting
gotta
thing.
agree with Harris.
One interesting thing about these guys out front right now in practice is we see Predator leading. He's the 9 car. Is there some dissension in that team, though? He is leaving at the end of the season, and he's made it public that he will not return to that 9 car, and he's going to be heading to Joe Gibbs Racing. Do you think that could play a factor tonight, the fact that he's got both feet out the door here?
I think it's not really going to play a big factor. I think the owner, Austin Johnson, will be proud to see any of his 2 cars that are in the Final Four, which they're being the 1 of GT Jones and the 9 of Predator. I think he'll just be happy to see one of his 2 cars win if they do.
And
I agree with Smoke.
As you see here, the first 5 cars, there are 4 of the Final Four drivers, and Ryan Guy's right in the middle of that.
Yep.
So we're going to get an onboard view with Incog here. Because he's at the back of this group, so we can just see the full battle. And S'mores, what have you seen from Incog in the playoffs? Do you think he's been improving or falling off a little bit?
What I remember,
Oh,
Dover.
a little bit of contact. GT Jones and
Oh,
Weasel,
yeah.
and there goes GT.
He's around.
Yeah, there was a 1.
Trouble for the 1 car.
Yeah, but back to Incog. At Dover, he didn't have a very good race at all that day. Even though he came home with a top 5 finish, finishing 4th. For him, that was a miracle because from what I saw all race long, out of that 10 car of Incog, he didn't make it. He was not in the top 5 for most of the race. He was hanging in the back for a little while. And to see Weasel trying to make it 3 wide in the middle.
Yeah, 3 wide now. 9:18.0. Ryan Guy gets really loose off the corner. Weasel looks really, really strong so far in practice here, and so does Ryan Guy, actually. He's been able to keep up with these guys. And Ryan Guy's going to be going to Junior Motorsports next year and probably being the lead driver for that program. So do you think he's taken tonight as a proving ground for his owner and showing that maybe he should have been in the Final Four?
Yeah, I definitely think he will. He missed one of the earlier races in the playoffs, which kind of set him back, kind of put him needing to win, and that's kind of what took him out of the playoffs. So I feel like if he keeps showing off what he's doing right now, then he's definitely going to earn some respect.
He did win a race at Kansas. That was by strategy. But it's a very, very similar track here at Homestead where the outside lane might be the place to go, but it looks like these guys are migrating towards the inside lane here. Which lane do you guys think will play a factor tonight?
If you can go.
It's going to be the high side, but that wears your tires most. I don't think most championship drivers want to be on there till the end of the race, or when if they could really hold the line up there just all race. But me, I would probably run the bottom for the first few laps or a couple stages.
Yeah, I think both lanes are going to come into play for like each of them for a fair amount of time.
Weasel out front right now. Ryan Guy in second here in practice. Predator following right behind him. Weasel's looked really, really strong here. What have you seen so far from him, Smoke?
Kind of just see him working every lane. He looks very fast in bottom, middle, and top. So just looks clean right now.
And Harris, you've been watching Predator so far. What have you seen from him? He started out front in practice, but he's fallen behind the 18 and the 0.
He was using the high lane when he was up there in clean air. As you see, Wilson was doing the same thing. He's kind of transitioned now to like the middle high lane using draft, and he's getting a little loose. So I can see him improve his car throughout the race, probably tighten it a little bit, and then he'll be probably fast, and we'll see how he does with that.
Now we
Okay,
have
cut the wall there off too.
Now we have the 10 Incog. It looks like he's been struggling so far with handling. That's been his biggest dilemma. S'mores, what do you notice from what the 10 car's been doing so far?
Yeah, from what I've seen, he was hanging in with the pack for a little bit, but then he started to fall off a little bit. He tried winning the very top lane in 1 and 2, and unfortunately he got the wall in the middle of the corner, so his car might be a little tight right now. You might have to adjust it to make it a little loose, but not too loose. So we'll see if Incog can get that issue fixed before qualifying, before the race as well.
And the other Final Four driver, GT Jones, he left practice early, so Katie, do you think that's going to play a factor tonight? Do you think that the fact that he might not be getting the same amount of practice time as his other 3 opponents, could that hurt him?
Oh, he's exiting pit road, so he left.
He was in pit road for a while, though.
Yeah, he's exiting now, so I guess he didn't leave. But yeah,
Before damage.
Yeah, before he entered pit road, he was sticking to the middle lane all the way around the track in the turns. It looked like it was doing better because earlier in the practice session when he was on the outside, he got into the wall a couple times. And I think the middle lane might be where he wants to be tonight.
So do you guys think the middle lane is the fastest as we see the 10 car Incog dive into pit road, maybe to make some adjustments?
I think the middle lane is the safest lane.
Yeah.
Because the outside lane will kill your tires.
I wouldn't call it the
inside.
fastest, but I would call it the safest.
Agreed.
Yeah, because if you run that high line here, you have a really big chance of getting into the wall, and if you run all the way to the bottom here, that could wear your tires because you're gonna slide and drift up the track. So the middle might be the best bet tonight for these guys, but I think the high lane looks like a little bit of contact between the 9 and the 18. Predator making an aggressive move. Maybe
bottom.
Oh,
he's a little loose right there.
Maybe Predator has a little bit less tire wear than Weasel. He's able to make a move here early on in practice.
He's probably going back to that hot, or no, going back that middle a little bit.
And Ryan Guy's favorite phrase, play spoiler. Do you think he's going to play spoiler tonight, Katie?
I would think so. I would think Katie. I'm not Katie. I think Ryan Guy will play a big spoiler tonight, especially knowing that he has nothing to lose, but nothing to gain either. Maybe
he got really loose.
He got loose there.
Yeah, maybe some
wall.
Maybe some bragging rights and knowing that he's.
Oh, he's wrecking. Around is the 0 car. Not a good look for his practice.
I think the championship 4 and Ryan Guy might be the 5 best cars tonight.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. The other cars here right now is Nascar Man in the 7. I don't think anybody else is here right now. But I'd assume more people will filter in after practice.
Yeah. And 3 out of the 4 championship 4 drivers are going to Cup, am I right? That's right.
Yes, that is correct. GT Jones going to go to the 1 car next year, I believe, for Chip Ganassi Racing, driving for Kyle K. Green. He drives the 43 in the Cup Series. And Weasel will be going to the 95, and he will be affiliated with the Joe Gibbs Racing team owner Incog, who will be driving, what car, Smoke?
20.
The 20 car. That's next year's teammates, but tonight's rivals are battling Weasel and Predator.
The Rookie of the Year battle next year could be big.
Yeah, it could be. There's going to be a lot of new drivers.
So, with all the drivers' transformation, what do you think? Which one was the biggest out of all series?
Definitely for Xfinity series to see Weasel improve the way he did. I got to work with him in the first race at Daytona, and from then I kind of knew he was quick. But then I didn't really see his speed until end of the regular season and towards the playoffs, and he's kind of shown why he's here right now and that he deserves to be here.
So as we all know, and probably most of the people watching know, driver transfers are underway. Drivers can make move to any team they want. Oh, a little bit of contact there, and Weasel's in the outside wall. What move do you guys think is going to be the biggest heading into next year?
Definitely the Final Four driver that's in front of the 18 car right now of Predator, moving from JRM to Joe Gibbs and to drive the 18 car.
S'mores, what do you think?
Alright, we're talking about just natural series, correct?
Anything in general.
Any series.
Yeah. Anything in general.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Smoke because you would think that Predator would be able to go to the Cup Series next year for Jerky's Racing, but unfortunately he cannot do that, so he's gonna have to stay in the Nash Series for at least another year. But maybe if he wins the title tonight, he can try to go back to back next year.
Katie, what do you think? You think that next year's driver, the 14 or the 41, who are in the or 10, I mean, who are in the lobby right now, could be the biggest?
Yeah, it could be definitely. That SHR driver lineup's looking pretty good for next year.
Oh yes.
But in the Xfinity Series side of things, yeah, Predator's move is gonna mean a lot. See how we can do with the new team.
And what do you think, Harris?
Probably for Cup, I think S'mores was the biggest move. I thought he was gonna stay in another year with JGR, but moving Stuart Haas was probably a great move. Their lineup's looking great, and Predator, I think his mindset is winning the championship, and then probably going into the next season he wants to go back to back. But he doesn't care what team he wants to be with, or I wouldn't care what team I want to be with, just as long as if I compete for a title.
Yeah.
And
The thing about this league is there's really not much cohesiveness, not much working together. There's a big line in the sand drawn between each team, and I think that there's been a little bit of tension in the JRM camp since Predator's announcement to move to JGR. What do you guys think?
I think there's definitely some tension there. Disputes between the owner, Austin Johnston, and the 9-car Predator definitely kind of, like you said, drew a line in the sand. But I don't think Austin cares at this moment. I think he just wants the 9-car to go get a championship.
Yeah.
But if you were the owner and you knew one of your drivers was leaving on not the best terms, as Predator will hit the outside wall and wreck pretty good there, would you maybe think? Yeah, would you maybe think that you'd be rooting for maybe GT Jones over him, or do you think that he won't care tonight who wins?
I don't think he'll care tonight.
Yeah, I think he just wants one of his two drivers to win.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, go ahead, Katie.
And Tyler Reddick just won the Xfinity Championship, just to add that.
Back to back?
Yep. And with two different teams.
Yeah.
Yep, first time in history to do that.
Predator could do that this year, win in the 9-car and then go win somewhere else, just like Tyler Reddick did. So we could be seeing a little bit of history of our own here. So S'mores, you're covering Incog tonight. He's moving to the Cup Series. He hasn't really gotten that many wins on the board, but he's had some impressive finishes. What do you think about his chances in the Cup Series next year and his chances for the championship tonight?
I think Incog could do really well in the Cup Series next year. I practiced him for a little bit in the Cup Series. He's not that bad in the Cup Series. He's actually up there with Smoke and myself as well, along with Weasel. I say in terms of the Cup Series, in terms of speed. And tonight in the Nash Series for the championship, he's looking a little bit off right now. He's trying the very top lane here in 1 and 2, but a couple times he's hit the wall. So I think he's still fighting that tight condition that 10 cars. So he's going to be in a little bit of a deep hole, I guess you should say, if he's wanting to win the title tonight against the other three drivers.
And Katie, as you said earlier, GT Jones has 3 wins on his name this year, but he's flying really, really under the radar. Do you think that's going to help him tonight? Less people are talking about him, and he could come out and have a big night.
Yeah, I think less people talking about him is just going to help him because the lights are on everybody else, and he can just come out and race without having to worry about other people, without having to worry about everybody. I don't know how to word it, but you know what I mean. Nobody's really. There's kind of like a big three. I wouldn't call him a big three, but you know.
There is a big 3. All right. So I can't talk right now because I'm on the blue string, because I'm inviting somebody to the party. So we were talking about the tension between maybe the owner of Junior Motorsports and Predator earlier. We're going to try to get Austin Johnston in here for a quick interview before qualifying and see if he joins. I believe he might be spotting for somebody tonight. I'm not totally sure, but I know he's watching right now, so we'll wait on him and see if he hops in here and joins. Not sure if he will or not. I'll figure that out. But yeah, what do you guys think? How do you think the Xfinity Series might be stacking up for next season right now?
I think the Xfinity Series is going to have a lot of talent in it, especially drivers for JRM and Joe Gibbs Racing. Those look to be the two very good teams right now, along with a couple of other teams. So we'll just have to see how it plays out as we have the Hendrick Motorsports / Junior Motorsports owner in here right now, Austin Johnston.
What's going on?
So we were talking about in practice how you have 2 drivers in the Final Four here. But as made pretty public, Predator is going to be leaving tonight. We were discussing it earlier. Would you maybe rather see one driver win over the other, or are you just all in for the team tonight?
All in for the team, you know. I mean, they're both they're both leaving, so you know, they're both going on to bigger and better things. So just all in for the team. Don't really have a favorite. They've both driven well all year, so I'm gonna be excited to see what happens.
And we know that the 9 car's been in the spotlight all year. He's been the favorite to win the championship since pretty much day one. GT Jones has 3 wins to his name, but he's been flying under the radar. Do you think either the spotlight or flying under the radar could be for the benefit of either of them? What do you think could be the advantage?
You know, I don't really, you know, it's a one-lap season, or it's a one-race season, so it kind of doesn't matter what they've done the last 32 races. It only kind of matters what they do tonight. I've watched both of them in practice. They both seem to have good handling cars. Both of them seem like they had some speed. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. They're both in the spotlight now, that's for sure.
And so, as you know, we all know, probably watching, you run the 9 car in the Cup Series, and Weasel and Incog, 2 of the other Final Four contenders, are going to be moving up to the Cup Series next year. Are you scouting out the competition tonight and maybe looking to see how they will stack up against you next year, because they'll be driving the 95 and the 20 respectively?
Kinda, you know. Really just kind of focused on my drivers and what they have going on, so not necessarily as much scouting, but I mean, you're going to just naturally see what they've got going on. But I think they're going to be a good addition to the Cup Series, for sure.
Okay, so I know you're a team owner and you might have a little bit of bias here, but unbiased opinion, who do you think is going to be the champion tonight?
Everyone wants Predator to win, so I'm just going to have to go with GT Johnson. But either one of them brings it home, I'm happy. I've been in had a lot of drivers and championships and haven't won very much, so haven't won any actually. So,
all right, well,
as long as one of them wins, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't have any.
All right, well, thank you for joining me tonight, Mr. Johnston, and good luck to your drivers, and have fun watching it tonight.
Thanks, y'all too.
Mm-hmm.
That was very interesting to see. As you know, Austin Johnston, the owner of Hendrick Motorsports and Junior Motorsports, he is all in for the team tonight. Do you think that's a pretty good outlook for a team owner heading into a championship race?
Yeah, it is. It's just as long as one of your driver wins, I would be happy too.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yep, me too.
And as he said, they're both leaving. So, do you think that these guys are more fighting for their personal benefit and not really thinking about the team, or do you think it's kind of 50-50 right now?
I think it's 50-50. They're pretty much fighting for both. Just kind of want to go out, leave the team on a good note, winning a championship. But they also want to take it between each other and basically be like, yeah, I won the championship. So,
S'mores and Harris, what do you guys think?
I'll have to agree. I'll agree it's a 50% as well. For 50% on being for yourself, and for bragging rights, also the other 50% for your team and everyone that you've worked with throughout the year.
And Harris, you will be joining Hendrick Motorsports next year in the 24, I believe. So what do you? Is it promising for you to have an owner next year that's all about the team and just fighting for the benefit of Hendrick Motorsports, maybe over himself? Don't think Harris is here.
Shit, my mic was muted, but
Harris.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm driving a 24 next year, but I'm excited for next year. Really, new start. You know, I was alone Stuart Haas for most of the season, but I only got 2 winners under my belt. That was very exciting. I got in the playoffs, but I'm looking forward next season to probably see if I get to 24 in the final four and win the championship.
Do you know if we can join yet for qualifying, Harris?
Not yet, because they sent the email like a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you're listening to the Discord. And so, we are all cup drivers in here, and Smoke, you'll be fighting for a championship Sunday, and S'mores will be as well. I asked you guys this question last night, but it really doesn't correlate because the trucks are a lot different, but the Xfinity cars are a lot similar to the cup cars right now.
Just can now join. Sorry to interrupt.
We can join?
Yeah, they can join.
Okay. So as I was saying, S'mores and Smoke, you guys will be fighting for the championship tomorrow night. Are you guys watching tonight's race to maybe gauge how the track might be? Because the track race really isn't that good of a gauge, as the trucks are a lot different than the cars in the Xfinity or National Series cars are a lot similar to the Cup Series cars.
Yeah, I would think so. Even though the National Series cars go faster than the Cup cars and have less downforce than the Cup cars, they're still at the end of the day they're both still cars. So you would think that you would lean more to a truck because truck series and Cup series both have similar packages. Both have a low horsepower and more downforce, but sometimes truck series you don't get all the information you need. Than you need. So you just look back. You go to the next one series, which is the National Series, and you try to see if you can get maybe more information from there as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if wherever lines work in the National Series tonight, we can transfer to the Cup race tomorrow night.
Smoke, what do you think?
I think there's definitely going to be, since you said there was correlation, I'm definitely looking out tonight. Maybe look at the Final Four drivers, how aggressive they're going to be on their tires, because tire wear is very similar. So just going to use that for tomorrow night, and hopefully I'll go get a championship.
First person to go will be the 7-car NASCAR man. He was last year's regular season champion, and he did not have nearly as good of a year as he did last year. He's not going to be in full-time competition next year. He'll be part-time in the Cup Series. So, just a little nugget of a fact.
With the new schedule intact for next year, what some of the tracks do everyone like?
Well, Iowa in the Cup Series is definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And some of the lower series they're switching road courses, National Series will be going Canadian Tire, and then trucks will be going to Mid Ohio.
So the two championship half of the championship four is on the track right now for qualifying. It is the 18 of Weasel and the 1 car of GT Jones. Looks like GT Jones is about to start his second lap. He changed his paint scheme from practice to qualifying. Went from that white Pilot Flying J car to the American Heart Association black and red Pilot Flying J Chevrolet Camaro. And there's the IK9 Toyota of Weasel just beginning his second lap, and he's running a lower lane here. And it's looking like a lot faster down low, maybe.
We'll have to see after we get the qualifying results in, because there's definitely going to be some line changes for qualifying. Some drivers are on the top, some drivers right in the middle to bottom like Weasel is right now, so we'll just have to see.
GT Jones ran a little bit higher there, and he's going low for turns 1 and 2. There's NASCAR man, former regular season champion. He is done with his qualifying run. Weasel hit the apron there. A really, really bad 3 and 4 there from the 18, or 1 and 2 there from the 18 car. That could affect his lap seriously. There's Ryan Guy. He hits the wall. He's done actually. Oh, he almost nailed NASCAR man. And GT Jones done with his lap. Now waiting on the 18 of Weasel through 3 and 4 now. Using that high lane. Zooming down the front stretch, and that is it for that 18 Toyota Supra.
Looks like Predator was about to go, but stopped.
We have 2 more cars remaining to qualify. It'll be the 9 and the 10. Predator and Incog, the other half of the championship 4. Predator's gone, and looks like Incog is getting ready to go. He is off. So they'll have a lot of space on the track to themselves. Incog's in the grass a
So
little bit there. He's using the access road the whole time to get through there as Predator is going through 3 and 4 right now, getting ready to start his hot lap.
so
And,
before we get the results, who you think is getting the pole?
I think that it's going to be somebody that we don't expect. I think GT Jones is going to
I'm
be on
gonna say
pole tonight.
GT. Yeah, me too.
We'll go with the number 10 car Incog here. I think he's actually going to turn it up from what he did in practice and crank out a good qualifying lap.
We're going to go on board with Incog here for about half a lap here. What did you see from him in practice, Morris, that could help him in qualifying?
I saw that he was not winning the bottom a lot as most guys who'll be winning, somewhat middle to bottom, maybe middle to top, or just the top in general. But Incog he's gonna from what I've seen, he's been winning the middle to top area. I haven't seen him win the bottom. I see he accidentally gets loose throughout the corner. So if his car is able to hang on to it in terms of winning the middle or top, I think he could get a not a bad lap. I think he can get a fast lap here. Maybe get the pole.
And Harris, what have you seen from Predator tonight? What line has he perfected thus far?
He did change his line from practice. You saw at the start of practice that he was using the high lane going all the way around the track, but wanted to use the middle lane and then transfer up towards off 2, and he's finished his lap pulling off in the 1. But yeah, he changed his line, so he probably did get a. I think he got a slower lap probably in practice because the high lane is really fast.
Incog's done as well.
And I would. If I was him, I would probably use a high side.
Mike, flip the camera to Ryan Guy.
Oh, Ryan Guy's doing donuts. He might not win tonight, but he's winning the donut battle in qualifying. And we have a live looking on the laps. Predator and Incogs are not in yet, but the current pole sitter provisionally is Weasel with a 32.445. GT Jones is second, 32.479. Third is Ryan Guy, 32.601. And rounding out the 4 that we already have that qualified would be Nascar Man at the 32.617. We have not gotten the times in yet from the 9 and the 10, so we'll be waiting on those 2. But as of now, the 18 is the provisional pole sitter by about 0.02 of a second. Ryan Guy's still doing donuts.
As you look at GT, he's over there practicing before invites.
Alright, so we're actually going to get GT Jones in here first as we have the qualifying order. And your pole sitter for tonight is Weasel. Weasel is the pole sitter. He led the field of the lap that I already mentioned. GT Jones is in second. Incog is third with a 32.551. Fourth will be Predator with a 32.598, about a tenth and a half off of Weasel. Fifth, Ryan Guy. Sixth, Nascar Man.
Really quick, look how close the times are too. It's not even 2 seconds separate. I mean, not even 2/10 separating first and last.
About 2/10 separating the field so far, so it shows how competitive tonight will be. Alright, so we are going to get an interview. First, we're going to go from who qualified the lowest to the highest, so we're going to try to get the 9 car of Predator in here in a minute. Gotta find Noah Gregson. And I'm not sure what car he's driving tonight. Looks like that one. Switch. So yeah, we're going to use this time in between qualifying and the drivers meeting to get interviews with all the final 4 drivers, hopefully. So we're just waiting on Predator now. Regular season champion, the 9 car. Did not have the qualifying run I think he might have wanted. Hello, Predator. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing sexy. How are you doing?
About as sexy as you. So you're going to be covered by Harris tonight. So Harris, take away for the questions.
So
I can't hear
you're
him yet.
starting
His
4th.
mic
I
is
know
blinking.
you.
Oh wait.
As
Hold
a
on,
driver,
Harris.
would you?
Hold on, Harris. Hold on. He can't hear you yet.
Okay, now I can.
Okay, go.
There it is. So you're starting 4th. Would you say you want to start there, or you want to start further back than just the second row, and on the high side?
Well, I'm going to answer your question with a question. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Which one matters, starting or finishing?
Finishing.
Exactly.
Trying to think of another question. If anyone else wants to go ahead.
Yeah. So Predator, you were in a pretty close battle with Weasel here in your your competition. GT Jones was around there. Incog was sort of there, not really. What did you see from your competition in practice?
I mean, all four of us deserve this. I mean, you know, I'm not going to be upset who wins unless under certain circumstances, you know, or some, you know, BS, you know. But all four of us deserve it. Weasel, you know, great driver. You know, I see myself and him battling. I didn't get to battle Incog and I didn't get to battle GT, so I can't really say that they were bad or good, because, you know, last thing I want to do is say, yeah, they were bad and then get offended or whatever, or say that they were good and then they end up being bad and then they get offended that way. It's 2019, so I don't want to offend anybody.
And I assume you watched the truck race last night. Your brother Maverick was in the Final Four. Did he give you any tips heading into tonight about how Homestead might be and how the competition could end up stacking up?
I mean, he just told me, good luck, and just, you know, be myself out there. You know, I got a lot of people, saying on Instagram that, Weasel is going to win this championship, and GT and Incog. And there was like one or two people that said me, so I was kind of offended by that. But you know what? I mean, we've been in the points lead since March 11th. We have more wins than everybody else in the championship four. On top of that, we got more stage wins than anybody in the championship four combined. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm just hoping that we can go out there and, you know, just have a good race. That's really it. You know, if I don't win the championship, like I said, all four of us deserve it. You know, whoever wins automatically deserves it. I mean, I'm pretty sure all five of you will agree that going into this season, the four of us were the ones that were going to go into the Final Four unless something dramatic happened.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, anybody got any more questions?
I will answer a question of my own. Yes, my arm hurts. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Predator got a new tattoo. Could that be a championship celebration tattoo? Hey, wait, Predator. Can I just say something?
Sir.
If you win the championship tonight, will you get a tattoo of the Xfinity Championship on your ass?
No, but you know what I will do?
What?
There's a bottle of Grey Goose sitting in my freezer that hasn't been opened, and I think it's going to be empty by the end of the night.
Should we let the audience know about our little bet?
Yeah, if I lose the championship, my name goes to Sam Goes Wham 69, and my other account goes Sam Goes Bam 420.
Yeah, so that's the bet tonight. So Predator, if you lose, you're gonna be in for a name change. So you got a lot to
yes, my arm hurts, my whole elbow and my bicep. It feels like I've been sitting under the sun for at least 420 days. So
59 hours.
That too.
Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Predator. Good luck.
I got a question.
Oh, S'more's the question.
We talked about me and the broadcasters talked about whether with you and GT Jones compete for the title under the same team, whether we talk about either it be 50%, like 50% if you win the title for your team, or 50% for everyone, for you and your bragging rights for you as a driver. What do you think about if you win the title tonight? Are you gonna is it gonna be like is it gonna be like 50% for your team, 50% for bragging rights for yourself, to show them how good you are, or what do you think it's gonna be?
After Texas, it would have been just for me, really. Just because of how everything went down, it was Junior Motorsports against Predator. But going into this race, I sat down with Mr. Austin Johnston, and you know, he has told me numerous times that he has not won anything, and he has a 50% chance of winning that. Now, with me leaving to go to Joe Gibbs Racing next year, I want to be the guy that says, you know what, I brought a championship not only to Hendrick Motorsports, not only to GMS, but to Junior Motorsports, and I was the first person to do that. So, and everybody knows me, I like to rub stuff into everybody's face. So, I'm going to be saying that all of 2020 and 2021. So, I'm doing this for me and doing it for the team. And to say that, if Sports of Bradley wins the title, well, at least I brought the title first.
All right, well, thank you for joining me, Predator. Good luck tonight.
All right, see you later. Smoke 420.
All right, see you later. Gotta invite Incog. All right, so we are waiting on Incog here, the driver of the number 10 Chevrolet. Hopefully he can get in here soon. We gotta make these interviews quick so we can all get them all in before the drivers meeting in about 7 or so minutes. So we're just waiting on the 10 car of Incog right now. Starting third tonight. It's a nice black and green car, looking pretty sharp, and believe C. Norfrey will be driving that car next year, and what he announced will be his final season in CFNL. So a veteran, C. Norfrey, will be leaving, and the driver of the 10 car, Incog. How are you tonight?
I'm alright.
Alright, who did that? S'mores, go ahead and ask a question or two. Incog. S'mores.
I'll ask you a question. Incog, so we saw you running in practice. You didn't really seem to be on the same level as Weasel and Predator. You think you can turn that around for race time, or what's going on with your car?
Oh yeah, I think I can. It's more or less like playing the lines and certain lines, because as the race goes on, we're gonna have to change where we go. Like the bottom, personally, I think is slightly faster, but it also wears the tires a lot more. So if I want speed, I gotta go to the bottom. If I wanna keep my tires, go to the top.
All right. And I got one more question for you. With you moving up to the Cup Series next year to drive in the Joe Gibbs organization for the number 20, do you think that you think you're going to end the season with the championship before you move up to Cup?
I never know. I love to. I think I have a chance. But we'll see. We'll see how people knows how to hold their tires and whatnot, and see how it goes. I think I can.
All right, Incog. Sorry it was short, but we got to get everybody in. Thank you for joining us, and good luck tonight.
I actually got a quick question real quick before he goes. What happened there in practice? But you were getting the wall a couple times. Was your car a little too tight?
Going in entry, if I go in hot a little bit too much, then yeah, I hit the wall. But if I ease off a little bit more, I'm a little bit loose. But I think I can figure it out.
All right, that's all.
All right, thank you, Incog. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck.
So next will be GT Jones, driver of the 1 car. I'm gonna send him.
Grandmother called me.
I'm gonna invite GT and Weasel at the same time so we can make sure we get them both in if one of them doesn't join.
And I'll be right back.
Okay. So whoever joins first out of them is going to be the one that gets interviewed first. So just waiting on either GT or Weasel, because time is dwindling before the drivers' meeting. And hello, GT, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. You?
I'm good. I'm excited for this race. So Katie will be covering you tonight. So Katie, you got a quick question or two?
Yeah, so my question is, Homestead is a track that's known to have multiple grooves, and I was wondering, what's your preferred lane for tonight?
I kind of like the high groove. it just keeps the momentum a whole lot better. So I tend to be up there if when I can.
All right,
Yeah.
GT. So who do you see as your biggest competition tonight?
All three of them. I mean, really. I mean, it wouldn't be us four here if it wasn't all three of them. So, uh, realistically, I hope it's the non-car, just because I think we've kind of had a rivalry going all year. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but maybe it'll come down to me and him. And if that happens, then it's a guarantee for Junior Motorsports.
All right, well, thank you, GT, and good luck tonight. Put that one car in victory lane.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
And we also have Weasel here now. Weasel's been the hottest driver in the playoffs, so how do you think your momentum is shaping up heading into Homestead tonight?
Oh no, I feel like I lost my momentum a couple weeks ago at Texas, but I think I like to run forward with it here. I've put in a lot of laps around this track practicing this week, and it showed itself with a pole. I'm happy I got that. The stages aren't really going to be a big deal this race, but I'd like to try to keep her out front and take control of the race.
And you got an affiliate to you covering you tonight, Smoke. So, Smoke, do you have any questions for Weasel?
Yeah, I do. So, I asked Incog this question. With you coming up to Cup next year to drive that 95 to be an affiliate with JGR, do you think that you have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, considering that other three drivers have also been up there? Plus, most of them were moving up the Cup, but you had to make your own team. So, do you think that gives you a little bit of a chip or not?
Well, I've had offers to join teams, but I didn't really see any right ones, and I just thought that I'd go in there blind by myself and hook up with JGR and try to work together next year.
Smart decision. Well, good luck out there tonight.
All right, thank you. Good luck tonight, guys.
Yep. So we got all the Final Four drivers in there, cutting a little bit close to the drivers' meeting, but we have 2 minutes to spare. So, in these final 2 minutes we have before race time, who do you guys think is going to win the championship tonight? We'll start with Harris, go to Smoke, go to S'mores, then Katie.
Well, all drivers look, all they want is the championship. But I think maybe GT is gonna win.
Okay, Smoke.
I got to go with Weasel, man. He lost a little bit of his momentum at Texas, but I think he's going to regain it tonight with the championship win.
All right, S'mores.
Honestly, I can't pick one, because all four of them are really competitive in their own way.
Well, if you had to pick one, who would it be out of all of them?
Yeah, if I had to pick one, I would say Weasel.
Okay, so we got two for Weasel and Katie. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the driver. As he said when he was here, he was the points leader for a very long time this season. I think Predator's gonna get it done tonight.
And why do you think Predator's gonna get it done? As you know, Weasel's been the stronger of the two in the playoffs. Do you think that Predator might have been saving the best for last, or what do you think tonight for him, Katie?
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. I think if he can get his car going, and in practice he was running pretty well, so I think he can get it done.
Now it is time for the drivers' meeting, so I will get you on a live listen-in with that.
Oh, crikey. Alright, so tonight is obviously the championship race Homestead. All stages are going to be 22 laps to begin. So stage 1 be the end of 22, beginning of 23. Pace speed is 50 laps, 50. When it comes to pitting, we don't have a commitment line tonight, just because there's nothing clear that we could have used. So no commitment line tonight entering pit road. As far as exiting though, you do have to use the access road until you get all the way on the backstretch. So please wait till you get to the backstretch to rejoin the track. When entering pit road, if you pass, same as all year, if you pass going pit road, it'll be a in the line penalty for that. When we're restarting, there's no change in lanes before the restart or before the start finish line, so be aware of that. After start finish line, it's fair game. No cautions. First 3 laps of any start. cautions, last 2 laps of stages. Pit road closes with 2 to go in each stage, which means the last 5 laps of the race. Line out lap is lap 5. Do any of the Bradley, do you have anything to add? No? Okay, cool. Alright. Be aware of your surroundings, guys. I think there's 2 of y'all that are racing that are not in the final. So just be careful, tread lightly. Yeah, so let's have fun, guys. Last race of the year. The Xfinity Series has been pretty exciting all year, so the final 4 drivers are really, really close. So let's have some fun show in 2019 with a bang.
After won the Truck Series championship last night. I didn't know that they were supposed to make.
Anybody have a question before we get rolling?
I have a concern. I would literally not like to end with a bang.
Okay. Well, don't literally end with a bang, but you know, like high.
As I told everybody else, Incog, like all 4 of us deserve it. So let's just show why Xfinity is better than Cup and Trucks. Like we've been doing everything.
Hey.
Shots fired. All right. Well, if that's it, guys, let's settle in. Let's go have us a championship caliber race. I'm spotting for Tegan. Bradley spotting for Predator. So if y'all need either of those 2, yell at us. Have some fun.
We're good.
An interesting thing we heard there was the difference. Predator making a statement, so try to start. He then say that the National Series drivers are better than the Cup and the Trucks. What do you guys make of that comment from the driver of the 9?
I don't like it. I felt offended. But I like all 3. I mean, all drivers in all series are great, and I'm glad to be in this league. But I feel like probably we have to push more after that. Since he said that, we got to show what series is better, even though they're all great.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he said that. He's been saying that for like the last 1 or 2 months. So
don't join.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the playoffs, would you still go compete for the win, even though championship drivers might try to also go for the win?
Yeah, 100% I would. I would be a part-time driver tomorrow night, but I'm, of course, doing the broadcast to make sure it's done well and good. But my thing is, I think that every race that I go out to, I'm trying to win. So that would be the goal for every race for me, and, I think everybody out on the racetrack is trying to win. I don't think anybody that is racing does not want to finish first. That's why you race. It's the definition of racing, trying to finish first. So I think everybody out there is going to be competing equally tonight. And NASCAR man doesn't look too fast, but Ryan guy actually looks pretty strong. So he could try to put a wrench in the plans of these final 4 drivers that might think that they're going to walk away with a trophy for winning the Ford Ecoboost 300 and winning the Bass Pro Shops National Series title. So we're just waiting on being able to join here. So we're getting ready to go here before the finale of the Bass Pro Shops National Series. And as I've mentioned many times, tonight is a SUPERCAST. So for those who have not been watching and are just joining us here before race time, we'll go through who's covering who again. So Smoke, who do you have?
Got the 18 car Weasel.
Harris?
I have the 9 car Predator.
Katie?
The 1 car of GT Jones.
S'mores.
I got Incog in the 10 car.
And one thing interesting about tonight is the 9 and the 1 car will both have spotters. The 18 and the 10 will not. So the 18 and the 10 will be in direct communication the whole time, while the 9 and the 1 will be through a secondary source. Let's start with Katie. What factor do you think that's going to play? I've already asked, but now there's 2 drivers with a spotter tonight. What kind of factor is that going to play?
Broadcasters now join.
Okay, we can try.
Okay. It can play a big role, but also like at the same time it might not. And just depends what's going on the racetrack. Join.
Yeah, I was mentioned that.
Alright, so here we go. getting ready for the Ford EcoBoost 300. So we'll only have
100 laps here on Homestead.
we'll only have 6 competitors tonight. 4 of them will be fighting for a championship, and 2 of them are fighting for pride. This will be NASCAR Man's last race as a full-time competitor in the National Series, and on behalf of the Checkered Flag NASCAR League, I'd like to thank NASCAR Man. NASCAR Man's pretty much been here since day one. He has raced, he showed up, he's always here, and you can never doubt on him being there. He'll be part-time in the Cup next year, so it won't be no more NASCAR Man, but we got to remember a former regular season champion moving on from the National Series. He's been in the National Series since the first race ever in the National Series in the Checkered Flag NASCAR League way back at Chicagoland in 2017.
While they're going down the back straight, I'll give you a starting lineup real quick. Row 1 is the 18 of Weasel, the 1 of GT Jones. Row 2 is the 10 of Incog, 9 Predator, and rounding out the field going for Pride are the 0 of Line Guy, the 7 NASCAR Man.
So we have the final 4 running 1, 2, 3, 4 to start off this race. I assume we'll see these 4 guys battling a lot tonight. We'll have each member of the SUPERCAST focused on one, except me. I'm focused on the whole race. So here we head to the restart zone. For the final time this year in the National Series, the green flag is out. We are underway for the Ford EcoBoost 300 and the championship race at Homestead. The inside lane got a really, really good start there. Weasel leading the field. Incog clear to second. Predator will follow him, and GT Jones will be left out to dry on the high side.
Yeah, the outside lane did not get going at all.
Whole field, single file now.
Just like the truck race.
Diving in at 3. Weasel on the bottom. Incog up high.
Car goes up high.
Will Incog get the good run off the corner here? He's under pressure from the 9 car though.
Yeah, but they're catching Weasel as well.
GT's gonna dive down to the bottom, gets under the 9. The 9 will get the runoff.
Side by side for third, the 1 and the 9. They're gonna go 3 wide here. Oh, Predator got really loose. I don't think he wanted to be 3 wide in the middle there. He settles back in behind the 10. GT Jones let off there, and Ryan Guy is on his outside, and Incog coming up. Yeah. Oh, Incog got really loose there.
Yeah, Incog clipped apron. They're going in zone 3. But you can look at Ryan got the 0, and now he's trying to make a move and Predator for third.
Ryan Guy looking to get in between these championship drivers tonight. He's side by side with the 9 car, the car that he'll be driving next year, I believe. Looks like he'll settle in behind the 9, and he'll be under pressure from the 1 car. On board with Ryan Guy. So KD, GT Jones is the latter of the final 4 drivers so far. What have you seen from him?
He started on the outside, and as we saw, the outside didn't really get going as well as they wanted to, but he hasn't lost much ground at all, so I don't think he's really at any disadvantage so far. He's running 5th now, and still very close to the leader.
Yeah.
Weasel now under pressure from Incog. S'mores, how has Incog been smooth so far?
Yeah, he's been smooth so far. He's only made one little mistake, and that was in turn 3 a couple laps ago when he clipped that apron. But he's saying right there, Weasel, he held off the charge from Predator in the 9. But Predator got the wall a little bit coming out of turn 4, so that kind of helped Incog and Weasel both a little bit.
Ryan Guy in the wall is a crash!
GT
0 on the wall
Guy.
around. Ryan Guy hit the wall and crashed into GT Jones. Huge playoff implications so far. I'm not sure, but there is big damage to that 1 car. If there's no caution, that could really, really affect his race. He's got some serious damage.
It's a caution. That's all.
Yellow flag is out. The 0 and the 1 bring out the first caution tonight. And KD, you're watching GT Jones. What looked like it happened there?
It looked like out of 2, the 0 of Ryan Guy got into the wall. He came down the track a little bit, got into GT Jones, and they both were heading right for the inside wall, and they both got it.
And GT Jones probably already frustrated. He was the last car of the final 4 so far. Do you think that'll higher his frustration level and make him maybe more motivated, or could frustration hurt him tonight? What do you think, Katie?
I think there's nothing to worry about yet because it's like lap 5 or 6 out of 100. So
But
there's
still, it could
a
affect
lot
your
of time.
mentality.
That's true, yeah. So yeah, that could affect him later. Like when he's running side by side, he might think about what just happened to cause this caution. Hopefully, he can stay confident. Oh, and 7 is gonna stay out.
NASCAR
NASCAR's
man's
gonna stay out.
Take the lead.
NASCAR man staying out here. He'll be your leader.
Looking to get one last win in the National Series.
Or one win
Yeah,
total. He hasn't won yet.
Yeah, the only win he's got was on the truck season Eldora last year.
Oh, looking to get that first career win in his last National Series race.
But even though it's only like 5-6 laps, tires are gonna matter a lot, especially in the first 5-6 laps. I would think.
So NASCAR man was the one driver to stay out here. Stages are about 22 laps here, and Weiss looks like he'll lead the field off of pit road. And actually, Predator will jump Incog in that pit cycle. GT Jones and Ryan Guy still in the pits here. They have damage to repair. GT will get off.
Beat the 0 out.
Yeah, one gonna get off for the 0. NASCAR man waiting for the field. He's in turn 3 right now. He will lead the field back to green here, and I think this is a good call for NASCAR man. You know, it really doesn't matter tonight what you do for points, so he's just trying to run the best race for NASCAR man. And he's out here for the win. Same with Ryan Guy. I think they will go another lap because I don't believe the 1 will be back in time for them to go green.
Yeah, they're not even close.
Yeah, they are not there yet. But the final 4 is in a row of 4 now. And Smoke, what have you seen from Weasel so far in the beginnings of stage 1?
In the very beginning of stage 1, he was looking like he had one of the better cars, leading. But then when the caution came out, I don't know how his car's going to handle with him now being in second.
Do you think that he and NASCAR man, him battling with NASCAR man for the lead, presumably here on the restart, could affect his tires maybe and hurt his car for stage 1?
Like Incog said earlier, the outside line doesn't really use the tires up as much, so I think that it's not going to hurt his tires too bad, because considering, in my opinion, he's faster than NASCAR man, so no, I don't think it'll have an impact.
So here we are. Heading into turn 3 here, getting ready to go green.
Do you think it'll play an advantage that all 3 G Motorsports cars line up on the inside lane?
It could. I'm not sure if they're really working together tonight. I bet the 9 and the 1 are more working for their individual self, but that could play a factor, yeah.
Alright, hit the restart zone.
And the green flag is out again.
Not a great start for the 0, but a good start for the 7 and the rest of the inside lane.
Yeah, good start for
the 1 already. GT's gonna go 3 wide.
And GT, we're talking about maybe his frustration could lead to impatience. He made it 3 wide, and looks like NASCAR man slow. Oh, he's gonna get into Weasel a little bit there. GT's got to let off behind them.
He's gonna go all the way down.
At 3 wide.
NASCAR man in the sucker hole. He'll fall to the back of the field.
GT Jones in the 3rd, ahead of the 10.
I guess you're following the 9 car. He's out front right now. What did he see on that restart?
He followed the 7 car, and the next lap he just went right under him, passing for the lead. And just maintaining his lead, keeping him middle lane and the bottom lane. Make sure not to use the high lane, not wasting his tires. As Wheels was trying to make a they're
getting really aggressive up there on board with Incog.
It's getting crazy already.
Top 4 of the final 4 drivers, and they are under a blanket right now.
Yeah, I don't think NASCAR made the right decision. He's falling back already.
Will GT make it 3 wide here in turn 1?
He could.
A little bit of contact. A little bit of contact between the 9 and 18.
GT's helping Predator, bumping him in
play it safe. Yep. And Incog's going to throw his hat in the race here.
The looks like about to go 3 wide.
Oh, contact!
Oh, contact! Weasel!
Predator gets in the GT.
Good save by GT Jones there, though.
Hey, Predator got in the Weasel. Weasel got in the Predator.
Contact
back in the picture.
Contact between the 18 and the 9. Tensions could be high already. 9 car gets right up next to the 10 car.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That was a nice move by Incog to get by for second on the outside.
Predator using that bottom.
That's gonna wear his tires out pretty fast here. You see the way he slid up the track. Harris, what do you make of? Oh!
Oh!
Predator into
Contact.
the inside wall.
Looks like the 10 probably got loose off too. But Predator's still in the draft a little bit.
Predator went down there.
A little bit.
Now Incog's going for the lead.
Incog battling for the lead now. Side by side, the 10 and the 18.
Oh, he got loose.
Teammates next year, rivals tonight. Incog will fall back in line. And all this commotion has led GT Jones to get back into the top 3. He's in 3rd right now. Smoke, what are you seeing from Weasel here? He has looked like the strongest, but the draft keeps everybody involved. So what do you see from the 18 so far, Smoke?
Really, he's looking great.
Oh, he's in the wall.
He just got
he's coming down to Ryan.
There goes Ryan. And
Don't
Ryan's
jump
into the
in the
pits. Ryan got hit into the pits. That will not be a caution. But that's going to hurt the Zeros race considerably. And now your new leader.
3 wide for second.
New leader, Incog Killshot.
Before we just got into Ryan guy there, looked like he wasn't making any mistakes. That's his first big mistake all night. Really doesn't seem to be getting loose besides coming off turn 4 there. But really just looking strong all night.
There goes the 1.
They're on the outside of Weasel.
Second from Weasel.
Did Weasel have a little bit of damage there from hitting the wall and going down into Ryan guy, and that could be affecting? Oh, he got loose off the corner there. Thought he was going to hit the barrels there for a second. But
Ryan guy might come close to being a lap down here as the leaders are coming up on him. He's going to have a little bit of a gap, but it's just going to be a matter of
Incog goes up the wall.
Incog's in the wall. Predator
in the wall.
Weasel hit Predator, and look who just is the ultimate opportunist. The 1 car. GT Jones is your new leader. He was involved in the first caution of the day, and now he has been vaulted into the first position. And now we've been talking about the battle between these other 3 guys tonight, and as we said, GT Jones flying under the radar just snuck to the lead. What do you make of that, Katie?
He just took advantage of other people making mistakes right there, and that could be the ultimate factor in whether he could win this championship or not later tonight.
Now the final 4 is decently spread out. Predator a little bit farther back. Incog behind Weasel, and Weasel pretty close to the back bumper of the number 1 car. So we're going to try to get a view of all of this and get on board the 10 car of Incog. That Chevrolet Camaro, he drove the 42 for the first 2/3 of the season, but moved to the 10 for the playoffs. That doesn't matter, he is still a Final 4 driver. And as we see here, S'mores, looks like the 2 leaders are running the inside lane and Incog is outside. What do you make of that?
I think Incog is just riding around right now buying his time because he's just trying to save his stuff because, he doesn't have the car to catch 2 cars at the same time.
New leader, 18.
Side by side down the front.
GT will get him back here.
Yeah, but if Weasel and GT Jones keep racing side by side like they are right now, that might allow Incog to get back in the fight.
Catching up to a lap car. Ryan guy.
That's Ryan guy.
They're going to switch lanes.
Looking from Predators, do you look like he's kind of gaining? So is Incog. Incog might have to drop off 4 maybe, or...
Yeah, like I mentioned, they keep...
Weasel's looking inside, but he can't get it to stick.
Yeah, like I mentioned, if they keep racing side by side, that's all Incog calls in.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really hard to pass tonight, I think.
Oh, contact
a little bit of the bumper from the 18. That's going to be how you're going to have to pass tonight on the inside, moving off the track a little bit. And your new leader is Weasel at 18 car.
Weasel looks to keep it down here as he's going to get the faster lane of the bottom lane going in this turn as he's going to clear him by a little bit.
Incog has caught these 2 leaders exponentially here in the last 2 or 3 laps.
And that's all because the 1 and 18 were racing each other very hard for the lead.
So now we're going to crank it up here for a minute.
2 to go on the stage.
2 to go on the stage. We're going to listen to Discord for the final 2 laps of stage 1.
Even if you go a lap down, you're gonna get the lucky dog anyway.
Yeah, I know, but be smart. Feel better just to say.
Something happened to Weasel.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
The green checkered flag is out. It looks like Weasel was lagging there a little bit.
He lagged out, or no,
he's up there.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Weasel won the stage.
He disappeared.
Stage winner is the 18, but he is having some serious lag problems right now. This could be a huge factor in the championship race tonight. The favorite heading into this race, having some mechanical difficulties right now. Oh, Incog hit him there.
Are we sure he won the stage? Because right now he doesn't look like he's lagging and he's riding back.
Oh, it looks like he's lagging for me at least.
He is. Oh yeah, there he goes. He's lagging. He's stopped in front of the field.
Yeah, he's lagging.
Yeah, he is
Yeah,
lagging
it's not good.
terribly.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, hope that doesn't hurt his chances.
He could lag out here the way he's lagging right now, and that's been one of his catalysts all year. He has lagged out multiple times and maybe lost races he should have won because of lag.
Oh.
Incog hit Predator there. I think they're just trying to avoid Weasel's lag right now.
Yeah.
Pitch should be open this time, I think. Ryan Guy just got caught up to the field. And as you see, GT is keeping his distance from Weasel right now with the current lag issues.
We just got confirmation from Discord that Weasel will be starting in the back, but he also won the stage.
Okay. So big lag.
Shoot.
It scares me every time. So Smoke.
Yeah.
Weasel is lagging terribly. What factor do you think that will play for the rest of the race?
I think that's gonna sit him out for stage 2, but I still think he'll come back up for stage 3 and go for the win.
Here we go. Pitch should be open this time.
Yeah, with the way Weasel's lagging right now, he might not make it to stage 3.
Yeah. Interesting thing that's happened is there hasn't really been one dominating car that's emerged.
Yeah, no, it looks like all the final 4 drivers have each been individually strong. And Weasel's gonna stay out here. Looks like.
I think he's supposed to go to pit road.
Oh, he's on pit road. It just looked like he wasn't.
Yeah.
That's how bad he's lagging.
Yeah.
Serious lag issues for the 18.
Alright, let's see who wins race off pit road.
As Smoke would say, the drivers are acting pit road.
Yes, they are, Mike.
Ack.
Yeah, but if Weasel wins race off pit road, then he'll still have to start in the back.
It's gonna be GT Jones.
Yeah, GT Jones out front now.
Incog, the NASCAR man.
Good stop from the 7 team. NASCAR man vaults himself up to 3rd place. Predator's 4th back there. Ryan Guy 5th, and Weasel will be starting 6th due to his lag problems. Since nobody's a lap down, I believe we should be able to double up here. And one important part of the race tonight is you will have to follow that access road under green flag pit stops.
I think it'll be interesting to see here if GT Jones can hold on to the lead.
Looks like he's taking the outside lane. What do you make of that call, KD?
I like the outside lane for most of the race, but I think on restarts, I would prefer the inside because I just think it's easier to get a lead, especially if you get to jump on the restart zone. You can pull right to the outside even if you do that. So it should be okay though. It won't hurt him that much, I don't think, if at all.
Do you think that's the right move though? Is that the better line currently with how the track's going?
Yeah, I think it is, but like I was saying on restarts, that's for the inside, but green flag is back in the air. And see, like I was saying, he gets to jump.
Green
now
flag back out again.
Wants.
It looks like the leader has gotten a big jump on every restart, and Weasel is lagging terribly.
Yeah.
I have no idea where he is.
Yeah. Like we were talking about earlier, the junior motorsports car is 1-2.
Yeah.
And 4th, for that matter.
The 1 and the 9, Austin Johnson, must be very, very happy right now, as his drivers are 1 and 2. And as speaking from experience here, I lagged out in the only championship race I participated in, so it was very heartbreaking, and we hope that does not happen on Weasel last night.
Yeah, and I lagged out here last year too in the Cup Series, but I wasn't competing for the championship as well.
I was, but 2 years ago. But it's okay. I'm still brokenhearted. And there is the one car of GT Jones, the American Heart Association's Chevrolet, trying to break the hearts of the other 3 competitors tonight. Incog's got the best vantage point of these 3. We'll go on board with him. 3 different lanes here in turn 1. GT all the way down. Predator pretty close to it. Incog up high. The 10 car looks like he should have a really, really good run off the corner. The 9 got held up by the 1 there, so Incog will have the run heading into turn 3. He's going to dive below the 9 car. He's going to go all the way down to the bottom. Will he get to the quarter panel of the 1 car? He won't. And he's going to complete the move on Predator.
Well, the 9 going to go under the 10. No, he didn't get under him. GT Jones holding his own in the lead so far since the restart.
Incog got in the wall and entry there. That will hurt his corner. Predator down low. Incog trying to hold it high. Will Incog be able to chase down that 1 car here? And NASCAR man's actually keeping it pretty close to these guys. Impressive from the driver of the 7 car. So Harris, you are watching Predator tonight. What have you seen from him so far, the regular season champion and the favorite pretty much most of the year?
He has definitely moved his line, and he's trying to still find his lines. He is still loose. He does. I don't think he can find 1 and 2 right now, but in 3 and 4, somewhat there for him. But it's still a long race. He's still got a long way to figure this out. He's running 3rd though. That I'd rather be 3rd than far in the back with no draft.
So, KD, we've talked about GT Jones being the underdog all night, flying under the radar. What has he done tonight that's put him in the lead?
Other than the early stage 1 crash, he's avoided trouble in mid to late stage 1 when there's a lot of action going on in the front. He got through all of the contact and all the damage that happened, and right now he's in the lead after getting off pit road first at the end of stage 1.
One of the issues GT has had this year, though, since we transitioned to the playoffs, is tire wear. Do you think he could be given a lot more into his tires than the 9 and the 10, and that could hurt him for the rest of the stage, and he could get caught? What do you think, Katie?
Right now he's running the low to middle lane, so I don't think he's killing his tires. So as long as he keeps doing that, I don't think it should be a huge issue for this stage. But in the longer stage 3, they could become an issue.
Battle for second, 9 and the 10. 10 looking to come back at him here. We have the aerial view here. Looks like the 9 has it right now, though, and we're going to check in on the other Final 4 competitor, Weasel. It looks like he's just trying to hang back right now. He is having serious connection issues, and I think he's just trying to keep it safe this stage. And we haven't really checked in on the other non-playoff drivers tonight, but let's check in on Ryan Guy, the winner at Kansas. He's running the highlight with the top 3 for a little bit there, but he is falling back behind them. This battle for second will continue here, the 9 and the 10. Who do you think is going to come out on top here, S'mores? You're following the 10. What has he been doing lately?
From what I saw, he made a nice move on Predator to get back in for second, but Predator also made a nice move to get back around Incog for second. So I think Incog's trying to find a way around Predator right now, but at the same time, I don't think he's going to let GT Jones in the 1 get away.
A little bit of contact there, maybe. 9 blocked the 10.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Predator cut down on an Incog there.
On board with Incog here, they both tapped the wall down the straightaway. Predator protecting the inside lane here. You know, if I was Incog right now, I'd probably not be trying to battle the 9 car, because the more you battle, the more you're going to let that 1 car waltz away with it.
Yeah. They both give us over 2, I think. Still going to ride for second, though. Predator got him on the outside. I mean, Incog got him on the outside.
Yeah, battle for second still going on. The 9 and the 10. And what happened to Incog?
I think he lagged out.
Incog lagged out.
No.
Oh.
Incog lags out at Homestead.
Oh, man.
Big championship implications
What
for that
a
team.
heartbreaker.
He said his PlayStation just turned off.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That is
terrible.
heartbreaking. Incog out of the championship race.
Now it's the championship 3.
So now we
Yeah.
have 3 guys fighting for the championship. And now the leader by a huge margin, GT Jones. And I assume anybody watching and rooting for Incog tonight has a broken heart now.
Along with his broken wrist.
And some broken ribs.
You gotta feel for that team. Had
Yeah.
everything going for him and just had some engine failures. That's going to ruin his chances for winning a title in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, working hard all year for something to happen that's not even in his control. It's terrible.
Nascar man got really loose off of turn 4 there.
Following the one
Okay.
car now. So now it's going to be a 3-horse race.
So, with Incog going down with an engine failure and Weasel lagging, looks like it's down so far to just the 9 and the 1.
Yeah, but who
What do you
knows?
do here if you're the owner, Austin Johnson?
I'd say let them race. These guys are both your drivers. Let them battle for the championship. Don't intervene as Ryan Guy gets by NASCAR man here. Battle for what would be now 3rd after Incog had his engine failure. There's the 7 car now settling in P4 right now.
Okay, got a little loose there coming off of turn 2 to NASCAR man.
9 car Predator. Has he been closing in, Harris, or has GT been widening his margin?
GT, he pulled away just a little bit. He still looks like he's pulling away. Predator's beginning to lose a lot off 2 and 4.
Alright, so now some more, since Incog's not here, I'd just say that you should probably be follow the non-playoff drivers, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm keeping an eye on both Ryan Guy and the 0, NASCAR man and the 7.
GT Jones. Big lead for him.
Oh, Predator got way wicked loose off 4. Had to get the gas over it.
Now let's check in on Weasel. What has he been doing, Smoke?
He's just taking a distance from himself in the field. As I was just in Discord and I heard a NASCAR man saying thanking everybody for his ride and how every lap he thinks of a memory about what happened here. And so yeah.
That's nice, as NASCAR man's final race as a full-time competitor, and you know, that 7 car will be legendary because of NASCAR man, former regular season champion, and it really paved the way for these guys to battle in the Xfinity Series. They had a really, really heated playoffs last year. The 2 favorites.
Captain Charisma.
Captain Charisma, Mr. Charisma, him and Roman had a really, really great battle through the playoffs. And one of the most memorable battles in league history will be those 2 at Richmond, as the top 2 drivers in the playoffs, beating and banging off each other for about 40 laps straight. They both competed in the Final 4, but it came down to Money winning the championship. And I believe Money will be back next year. I'm not sure what ride he's in. Could be wrong about where he's going, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back for next season and looking to maybe take that Xfinity championship and make it good in the Cup Series. Should we try to get Incog in here to join our broadcast and talk about what happened?
Let's get him at the
End of stage 2. Okay.
Actually, no, let's just get him in right now, and then we get the...
So GT Jones still out front, widening his gap on Predator by a lot, actually. Looks like the 1 is a lot faster than the 9.
Yeah, right now it looks like he is, but...
Could he be wearing his tires out a little bit too much? Don't know yet.
Predator has gotten loose over the last few laps, almost wrecking off 4 about 3 laps ago. And he's steadily losing time. So GT.
Yeah, it looks like Predator has a way worse handling car than GT right now. GT looks really, really smooth, just hitting his marks and doing a really, really good job and looking like he's about to win himself a championship tonight. There is Oh, somebody's in the grass.
NASCAR man.
NASCAR man in the grass, bad there. And he might have been thinking about too many memories at
They're coming
Homestead.
to 2 to go.
Coming to 2 to go here in the stage. Looks like the one pretty much has this one on lock. There goes the one car. The American Heart Association's Chevrolet Camaro. And there is the heartbreaking story of the championship for Incog. How are you feeling, man?
This would be the time to, yeah.
So, what happened there? That, your PlayStation turned off from what I heard?
I was actually feeling fantastic. I was doing an amazing job, and out of nowhere, my TV went blank, and I looked over at my PlayStation, and it was off, and it was resetting itself.
Wow. That must have been terrible. Is the stage over? No, it's not.
Child.
Last lap.
Final lap. So you were out there tonight. What did you see? Who looked like the fastest, maybe rather than you, or did you think you were the fastest?
I honestly thought I was the fastest. Honestly, GT was pulling away in a couple turns, but I managed to start pulling towards him again. At one point, I had the fastest lap that I ever gotten was a 32.207 during that race. So
GT Jones wins stage 2 there. And what was happening with Weasel? He had connection issues, and if we thought anybody was going to maybe be out of the race, it was going to be him. What did you see with when he had the lag problems?
Honestly, I thought he was going to lag out. I thought he did lag out at the end of stage 1. Right before we crossed the line, all of a sudden it said he was behind me, and I was in second, and GT was in first, and then obviously he teleported back, and I was in third. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
So this will be your final time as a full-time driver in the Xfinity Series. What did you take from your career in the Xfinity Series to take to the number 20 car next season?
Pretty much what I took is that I learned a lot of stuff when it comes to like driving on the tracks and stuff. When I first joined the Xfinity, I was one of the bottom tier drivers. And once I started going through the ropes and learning everything, tire wear, gas mileage, certain different lines that you could use, it's definitely going to help me out on it. And I think I can compete in the next level.
Well, Incog, absolutely heartbreaking tonight. And you looked very, very fast, and looked like all four of the championship drivers were really, really fast tonight. It was just a bad way for it to end for you, and good luck next season in that 20 car, and you better not beat me too bad.
No promises. Depends on my PlayStation.
At least you have good spirits about it.
Trying to.
You're crying? It's okay.
No, I'm not.
Your land rod?
No, I'm not crying.
You should have came in here like land rod.
I was thinking about it.
You should have been like, wait, did I leave the race?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
You should have.
So, Incog, with you lagging out, is that going to upset your spirits? Kind of feeling like you deserved a championship, or you just going to let it go and focus on the Cup Series for next year?
In a way, I just want to focus for the Cup Series. I mean, that's kind of what my mind's been set on already. But like a little inside of like the practice for Homestead, I was really struggling. It's either I hit the wall or, you know, I'd spin out like halfway through the turns, and like for some reason, like at the end of stage 1, something just clicked, and then that happened.
Yeah, well, we all feel for you, man, and we definitely think that you should have been up there to fight for the championship.
I got one final question for you, Incog. So you were around them all night. You were on the track with them. Who do you think is going to take the championship out of these three now?
From looks like GT. Honestly, I think Weasel was probably the second fastest. With his lag, though, it's definitely hurting him, obviously, as we can see. But GT has definitely been the most consistent one. I think GT is going to pull it off.
Alright, Incog. Well, we are all heartbroken for you, but thank you for joining us in the race tonight, and good luck next season.
Thank you. See you guys later.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Driver of the 10 car Incog. We thank him for joining us after not being able to finish the race and finish his fight for the championship. He will finish 4th in the Xfinity Series standings for 2019.
Final stage.
We
Yep.
double
This
up
is
here.
where it comes down to.
Final stage of the Bass Pro Shops National Series season.
And it looks like Weasel's connection's fixed now.
Yeah, but
Let's see if he can get-
GT Jones is going to take the high lane again here.
It worked out for him last time.
And
So I
on
don't
this,
see why he would.
we're going to crank it up on this restart, listening to Discord. So here we go. Time to crank it up.
About to test this by getting close on GT's bumper without trying to ram him.
I got it.
Yeah, I didn't get a good start either.
Weasel, you can come down here. Clear.
I was gonna stay up as well. I'll come down here.
Oh, you usually think.
Oh,
Go down to the bottom.
Predator with the bumper early.
Ooh, jeez.
Gotta get it, but getting's good.
Okay, I'm back, I guess. Wanna see
My
you
guy's trying to go by. My guy trying to get on the outside. Weasel for third. And cleared
Yes.
him.
GT Jones took the lead again on that restart. Ryan Guy trying to
Ooh.
battle the 18 there for third, and the 9 car on the back bumper of the 1. So Harris, you're covering the 9. Do you think he made adjustments under that pit stop to try to combat the 1 car who pretty much torched him in stage 2?
Definitely, he had to tighten his car because his car was just loose. As,
Almost wrecked
What
there.
a crossover! What a crossover by GT! But in the stage 2, as the run went on, Predator just got looser and looser and looser and started losing time towards GT, and GT's car was just getting better and better. So he has to tighten it, and he knows what he has to do.
And Weasel gave a shot to my guy there, trying to get him by the third, but he couldn't clear him. And Nascar man got a loose coming out of turn 2, and he has a wall going in turn 3.
Predator with a big dive bomb in the 3, trying to close the gap towards GT.
Ryan got to close right up on him for second.
And Smoke, do you think Weasel might get a little bit frustrated here with Ryan Guy being in between this battle, preventing him from getting up to the 9 and the 1?
No, because I think that he's just gonna pull up behind the 9 right now and get the outside line running over the turn.
That made my question look pretty stupid as he passes them and about to pass the 9 car, a little bit of a bumper up the track.
Ooh, he
So
might
this
get
is
it. Oh
going
no, he's
on.
loose.
There's that 1 car.
Yeah, that 1 car is very, very
A Ryan
bad
Guy.
fast. Ryan Guy's in the thick
What?
of this battle right now. He is fighting these guys. He's not giving them an inch.
Yeah. He cleared Weasel for third there. Nascar man again loose off of turn 2. He stopped for seconds though, it's heating up real quick.
Predator's gonna block
Predator's
Ryan
gonna
Guy there.
Block. Oh, I think that was contact.
I think Ryan Guy
that's
gave him a
what I'm
bumper
saying.
Oh,
there.
Right
yeah.
near the wall.
Contact. I
Zero
don't think
takes
Predators don't
second.
like that.
And
Yeah,
9
he
car.
does
Weasel got ball through the
retaliation.
third.
Yeah, I wouldn't like being blocked by a non-championship contender there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 car GT
If I was-
is out front.
If I was the 0 car right now, I would try to go for the best finish I can, but don't interfere with the championship drivers. So that's what I would try to do.
Well, he's fighting hard here. He's in second right now and
Yeah.
actually keeping pretty close to GT Jones. Predator's Weasel's looking for the high line there, trying to get the runoff. Maybe try to pass Ryan Guy, heading into turns 3 and 4 here. Ryan Guy closing in on the 1 car at GT Jones. Weasel A little bit higher than Ryan Guy in the corner, looking to try to get the run off. Down the front stretch here. Another lap in the books here in Miami.
GT's forcing Ryan Guy just to stay on the top to waste his tires. Oh.
Yeah, but Ryan Guy's actually looking to make a move here.
He's going pretty fast.
That may help him.
Ryan Guy trying to pass him on the outside. Looks like he got really squirrely there.
He's on the outside though.
Here comes the 18.
Bump from Weasel. That's going to help Ryan Guy through 3 and 4, but Ryan Guy's going to move up the track a little bit.
Oh,
Weasel's
no.
going to go under him. He's going to sneak in between the 1 and the 9.
Oh,
they're all getting loose.
Oh, he almost got the
They're all
barrier.
getting loose, and Ryan Guy's your new leader.
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan led that lap. He's gonna clear him.
0 car out front now. Phil Swift will be proud as the Flex Tape Chevrolet is leading right now.
And now it's a battle for the title right now between Predator, Incog, and Predator, GT Jones, and Weasel.
And it looks like that 0 car might need a little bit of flex tape on his hood. He's got some damage there from the earlier wreck with GT. Oh, he's sliding up. Almost
Weasel's making a strong comeback.
Yeah, Weasel's back, no longer lagging, it looks like, and he's looking like he's coming back for his championship.
Ooh.
Under Ryan Guy, big move here from the 18. Battle for the lead.
Gonna get it off too, or
18. Been strong all of stage 3.
Oh, Ryan Guy got rid of the wall! Into the outside wall with the 0. And the 18 of Weasel out front by 3.5 car lengths now over GT Jones, and there's a battle between the teammates now. The 1 and the 9 battling for second.
Ryan Guy now has a lot of damage on the right side of that 0 car.
I'm gonna go in the Discord real quick and ask a couple questions, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let's see if GT can recover.
Yeah, Predator's bumping the heck out of that 1 car.
So, Katie,
he did it on the restart.
GT hasn't looked as strong here, Katie. What do you think's been happening for him this stage?
It started off okay. He was leading for a little bit, but once Weasel got back going, he looks like the car to beat for the last 2 laps.
So, there's 38 laps to go, and they have 14 laps to go on fuel. Do you think that maybe some guys will risk it and kind of take a little bit less fuel, because lowering your fuel makes your car go a little bit faster? So do you guys think some of the guys will take that risk?
Who knows?
I think the non-playoff drivers might.
I think they're gonna have. It's gonna be a 2-stop here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or what
Possibly.
Might be.
It's gonna be close.
It'll be a stretch.
It's gonna be close.
If I was Ryan Guy or NASCAR, man, I would take a risk.
So it could come down to fuel mileage here. Yeah, if I was either of them, I would take the risk, but I probably wouldn't take the risk as the championship driver. Maybe if I was the slowest of the 3 remaining, I might take the risk, but if I was Weasel right now, I'd go for the safest strategy.
And Ryan Guy is catching back to the Predator.
Predator's wrecking on the backstretch.
9 car is wrecked. It's a single car wreck, so there will be no caution. This could be the damning point for the 9-car season. The regular season champion, the favorite throughout the year, makes a mistake on the backstretch. He wrecks. So now the 18 and the 1.
Looks like the 1 has been slowly reeling in Weasel.
Yeah, the 1 is
same with Ryan Guy.
He's killing his tires though, so maybe Weasel's just saving his stuff running the high line and it's going to pull away later in this run.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Weasel's saving his tires for looking more at the big picture here. GT's just trying to get to him. And Weasel's playing it smart, saving tires. And you see, with Weasel staying in one lane in these corners like he's been doing, that saves your tires rather than flip-flopping lanes. If you move through lanes in the corner, your tires are going to wear at a higher rate than if you're not switching lanes. Like as you see, Weasel holding it strong up high. GT Jones is going to drift up there. That's going to hurt GT's tires more than Weasel through the corner.
Ryan Guy got loose up coming out turn 2 there a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's going to lose some ground to the leaders. And do you think Weasel's playing it smart here, Smoke?
Yeah, right now he looked to go a little bit lower there to kind of block GT Jones' run, but he's mostly been running the high side, saving his stuff. I think if he were to go to the bottom now, it would really help him out, now that GT's caught him. As that's what he does, is he dives it down going in turn 1.
Do y'all think ever since Predator wrecked that he might be frustrated, or Ryan got from moving him out of second and having probably...
I guarantee that he's at least a little bit upset at Ryan Guy, but I'm pretty sure he's most upset at himself just for making that mistake.
Yeah, plus he was the one that blocked Ryan guy in the first place.
Battle for the lead heating up now. GT is right behind Weasel.
GT is on the bumper of that 18 car. He's running the lower lane here. Weasel towards the middle. GT looked like he had a better corner there. Weasel looked like he's going to have to run off.
Ooh, maybe not.
He's almost got in the wall there a little bit. I think he had to let off to keep himself off that turquoise wall.
Yeah. Gonna start getting interesting now. We're entering the pit window, or very close to it.
Yeah.
Almost side by side there. GT got close.
And Ryan guy's down in the fight now.
Ryan guy's gonna throw his name in the fray here. That 0 car.
Predator is making a move on NASCAR man. Going on the 1 and 2.
That'll be for 4th.
Yep, Predator completes the pass. I bet NASCAR man probably let him go there pretty easily.
Yeah.
Top 3 are pretty close now.
Yeah.
2 championship contenders there. 18 in the 1. Who do you guys think has the advantage right now? We'll go Katie, S'mores, Smoke, Harris.
I think right now Weasel has a slight advantage because he's been saving his stuff a little bit, but it's all going to depend on that last fuel run, the last run of the stage, which will be after the next pit stops.
Side by side here, what do you think, S'mores?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Katie. Weasel has been saving his stuff. Lion Guy and GT Jumps have both been using up this stuff, trying to catch and get around Weasel. But so I believe that 18 car also has a slight advantage as well.
Getting close. 3 wide.
Oh, Ryan Guy almost hit those pit barrels. So close. What a save by the 0 car. RP.
And now Ryan Guy's going to go for second.
Try to steal that win.
He's very well in the mix. He's right here with the 2 leaders.
Oh, Weasel on the wall.
Weasel on the wall.
There goes GT back to the point.
GT Jones on point right now. Ryan Guy will take second. RP.
But Weasel's still right there. He hasn't lost much ground.
Yeah.
Church boy looking for that lead over GT Jones.
And GT's been fighting tonight like a barracuda. He's out front right now.
I don't know if the 9 car pitted or he wrecked again, but he's surely back there. NASCAR man's not even near him. I don't know if he did.
I think he passed NASCAR man. Yeah, NASCAR man had some problems there. Predator's about where he was before. Let's head
the 18 car looking to make that pass on the 0 Ryan Guy.
Yeah, he's outside. Can he get 2 for 1 this corner? He looks like he washed up high.
No.
Looks like the tires are wearing considerably here, and the inside looks like the preferable lane right now.
Yeah, I'd expect him to pit probably in like the next 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try and run this fuel cycle out, because if they do the pit another time than their normal 1 stop, then they're going to want to get all the fuel they can.
And they're going to lose a lot of time if they have to pit more than once.
I think they have to run their fuel cycle all the way out.
Yeah.
Now Weasel, below the 0 car, looking to make the move.
Ryan Guy's going to get a good run off.
Will Ryan Guy be able to flex seal the deal here? He makes the move. He is in second officially.
And looks like NASCAR is on pit road now.
And
the 7 car goes down pit road. Maybe take a little bit of a strategy move, trying to pit early, repair that damage, and get back out on the track. Now the question is, what is Predator going to do with him being so far back?
In that
He's
position,
got to hope for a caution at this point.
I would say take a risk or something, but he looks really loose right now. Do you see that, Harris?
No, Weasel's
As
pitting.
Weasel gets really loose and goes down pit road.
But unfortunately, I do have to go. I have to go do something right quick.
Okay.
I wish I could watch the end of this race, but it was nice being here with y'all. But I'll see most of y'all tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Harris. So S'mores, he'll take over for watching Predator. So there's the 18 coming down pit road. What do you think he's going to do here, Smoke?
I think he's got to go 4 tires and get as much fuel as he can. Maybe taking a short pit, trying to get a little bit of gap on GT and Ryan Guy.
Well, GT and RP pit this time. They stay out another lap. Oh, Ryan looked like he was going to dive in, but he just chose not to.
I think this was an unscheduled pit stop by Weasel, though, as he's stuck in the pits with the 9 car.
Yeah, Predator's on pit road now.
Predator got the 18 stuck, and that's going to cost him some time.
Oh,
but I think the 18 pit because he got a little bit loose and just decided to come down pit road.
Yeah, better to be safe and enter the pits than wreck yourself into the water barrels.
Yeah.
We saw the lot last night. It looks like everybody's trying to get clean on there tonight.
And
It looks like the 1 car and the 0 car are pitting.
Leaders coming down.
They both are pitting this time, and pit entry was the most important part of the truck race last night. That was the catalyst in the fight for the championship. Don Venzito really, really struggled entering the pits, and that's what lost him the championship last night and pushed Landrod to win the title. Now, one thing we are going to be watching here, will GT properly use the pit access road here? Last night, GT Low, his GT brother, had some trouble using the pit access road, and that pretty much ruined his chance for a championship, as he had to go take a pass-through penalty because he exited the pit access road.
Ryan coming out of the pits
Ryan
now.
guy probably took 2 tires.
Ryan guy making a strategic move. Maybe GT had some damage or something, because it doesn't look like that much of a margin there. So
Here comes Weasel.
Is that for the lead?
this is for the lead
this
here.
is for the lead.
It's a
Can
championship
Weasel
battle.
get even with Ryan guy coming out of the pits? Ryan guy does have fresher tires, so that's going to put a gap for GT to the top 2.
18
takes the lead in the championship battle.
And that's what
There's a
happens
7.
because Ryan pitted later, so it looks like that Weasel has the advantage. He had the fresher tires for 1 more lap, and you might think 1 lap can't make that much of a difference, but it can.
And now GT Jones has the pressure tires.
GT Jones now falling back tremendously.
Yeah, the question is now, can GT make up the gap between him and Weasel?
He has to go all out if he
left.
wants to have a chance. As the 0 and the 18 I bet are going to battle.
Yeah, that's what that's what he needs, is for them to battle so he can make up ground.
What do you see from Predator right now, Smarts?
Predator's just riding around right now, waiting for a caution. That's the only thing he's hoping for right now.
New leader, 18.
Yeah, for Predator, the only way he's gonna get back to the championship fight is if the caution comes out.
So this is some big implications. There's 22 laps to go, and Weasel only has 22 laps of fuel left.
Oh.
So could Weasel run out of fuel here? He might have pitted a little bit earlier there. I don't think he really meant to pit at that point. But we know if he has 22 laps of fuel and there's 22 laps left, that GT Jones will be safe on fuel.
GT Jones closing the gap in.
Weasel could be trying to save now, trying to make sure he can make it to the end.
Can GT make it? He's probably 1 lap to the good, but he could burn that.
They both get in the wall,
Predator.
18 and the 0.
Predator's championship hopes looks to be going up in smoke, as he had a little bit of a switch around than his counterpart last night did of GT Low. My pick to no, sorry, not GT Low, Don. They had a little bit of a switch roll where we expected them both to win, but they both just didn't perform because of whether they got wrecked or 2 championship favorites and 2 series go down.
Both the regular season champions, actually. And there's the 18 of Weasel. GT Jones closed in on them fast. And now
GT Jones getting a 2-for-1 pass.
GT Jones to the lead! What a move by the 1 car!
And Ryan guy got loose.
I think Weasel used his stuff up, trying to hurry to get a little bit of a gap when he was on the track when the others were in pit road. I think he burned the stuff up, and that allowed GT Jones to catch them, and GT Jones might be pulling away here.
Could he be
Ryan
saving
got the
fuel,
wall
though?
going
Could
forward.
Weasel be saving fuel, though, and saving tires? Could he be waiting to give it his all till the end and have the
He's not
advantage
saving. He's running that bottom line.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say he's not saving.
He's running a lane that will be used if you want to burn your tires and run the fastest laps. But GT Jones has about a 3 or 4 car length lead here over Weasel. The 2019 Bass Pro Shops National Series season all comes down to this. GT Jones.
I think this is 20
Weasel.
laps to go now.
20 to go. What's going to happen? What do we think? GT Jones or Weasel? You guys were talking about how Weasel might have had the advantage earlier on in this stage, in stage 3.
I
Has
got to
the
give
role
it now to
switched?
GT Jones. Has the lead, fresher tires, more fuel. Doesn't have to worry. I think he's got a little bit more of advantage over than Weasel.
Let's see who gets it done. Right now it's GT.
Will Weasel have enough fuel? That's the question.
Doesn't look like he's saving right now.
Yeah.
He's going all out.
He's hoping his car can make it.
He's going to dive it in there in GT Jones.
Closed it a lot
Closed
there.
the gap, but drifted up.
But he's going to have to run off the corner. He exited the corner higher, and he's going to have the draft with the 1 car.
Those two have put a good distance over the number 0 Ryan guy.
I think RP might have taken 2 tires or something because he's falling back pretty fast.
Yeah.
GT Jones looking to try and stay in front of that 18, coming to 18 to go, actually.
Is Nascar man third or is he lapped? Or wait,
I think he's fourth.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's fourth.
GT Jones, the number 1 pilot flying J American Heart Association Chevrolet.
My guy got really loose off of turn 2 there.
And Weasel's lagging.
Was Weasel having lag issues again, maybe?
Oh, yes,
Yes,
he
he
is.
is.
Oh, no.
Weasel's having a little bit of engine troubles right now. GT
And-
Jones looking to flex some muscle and take advantage of this opportunity.
And at this point, you really can't bail out due to lag issues. You have to give it your all no matter what, and if you lag, you lag, you know?
Yeah.
You can't.
Weasel's not giving him an inch.
No, they're closer.
Another chance for Predator if the yellow came out.
Yeah.
You gotta feel for that 9 car, though, just praying that a caution comes out for a little hiccup that he had earlier in the stage.
The only chance for a caution here is if the 1 on the 18 wreck here.
Yeah, because they went too close to each other.
There is a chance for that to happen.
Yeah, because
really
they're both
close.
going for this championship.
Weasel
As we
at his
know, the
back
two of them
bumper.
have a little bit of history.
Weasel around the outside here. Will the 18 be able to make the move here in turns 1 and 2 at Miami?
Might have
GT
to
trying
run
to
off the
slide
corner.
up. Oh, Weasel gets to his back bumper. Will dip low. Will he have enough momentum to pass him in 3 and 4? They are side
Oh,
by
he's
side.
Lagging.
He's lagging.
Looks like Weasel has the lead for now.
Weasel
He's
out
gonna
front.
GT Jones looking for a crossover, but a little bit too far back to make that move.
Whoever has the background noise, can you mute your mic when it's loud? And now GT Jones using a lower lane in the corner. Weasel up high. He's at his door.
GT Jones looking to make a pass, but he can't clear him.
And Weasel's gonna have the momentum down the backstretch here.
GT Jones, though, has the advantage going into the turn. As he getting a dive low and looks like he might clear Weasel.
Will he try the slider? Oh, he won't slide up in front of him. Weasel's gonna have the momentum down the straightaway again. This could just be a game of cat and mouse for the rest of the race. They are side
Weasel
by
leads
side.
that lap.
Do we know how many laps are left?
Yeah, I'll check.
Alright. Can't be much now. It's probably under 15.
I'd bet too.
I tell you what, Weasel and GT Jones are
Coming
not
to
giving each
11
other
laps to go.
Coming to 11 to go here.
GT Jones.
Oh,
they make
contact!
contact.
They touch. Will they touch again? They're close down the straightaway. We're gonna go on
GT
board.
Jones with the advantage.
Oh, more
Weasel's gonna
contact!
give him a bumper.
The shot by
Weasel's
the
going on track.
18. The shot by the 18.
He's gonna
That's
give him
good.
off the track and give.
That's actually gonna
That
help
might give
GT
Weasel a little
Jones.
bit of damage.
That's gonna help GT Jones though, actually. We're gonna go on board with Weasel in his pursuit of the 1 car.
As Weasel just said in the Discord, he doesn't think he has the tires to pass the 1 car as he used them up.
But has the 1 car
GT
used them?
Jones-
Has the 1 car used up his tires too? He could have been giving it his all in this battle as we are in the final 10 laps of this National Series season.
I gotta go do something real quick. I'll be back in like 3 laps.
Okay.
Weasel's getting really loose along with that 1 car. It's just a matter who can hang on.
Is he lagging again?
Yes.
Yeah, he's lagging.
I have no idea where he is in relativity to that 1 car. And he's just using that low lane here. He's giving it all he has left, coming to 9 laps remaining here at the Ford Ecoboost 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. What
As the team owner of the 1 and the 9 said earlier, he says everybody underestimates GT Jones. Well, he's showing up now when it matters.
And Homestead-Miami is a great, great track to host the championship. And as the Cup Series might be going away from, or the real-life NASCAR might be going away from Homestead, we will be back here next year for the championship weekend.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, Weasel got loose off of turn 2 though, I saw that.
Coming to 8 to go here.
Weasel's getting loose now. GT Jones flexing some muscle, setting that lead.
Looks
Flexing
like
the
Ryan
heart,
guy's pitting.
flexing the heart muscle, Ryan guy.
Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Looked like he was.
GT just needs 8 more mistake-free laps.
Could Predator and the 7 car cause a caution as they're right behind each other? Predator giving him a bump.
Let's go watch that.
But screwing the teammate though out of a title though.
But you're fighting for
I don't think
yourself.
Predator would do that, but he's right on the bumper of NASCAR, man, looking high.
Will they make contact? Will they crash? If they crash, it's a caution.
Oh, Predator cut him off.
Oh, are they gonna wreck? Oh, they both keep it straight.
No.
They both don't wreck. 7 laps remaining here for the leaders.
I think Predator's trying to cause a caution.
Weasel on his bumper. Oh, Weasel gets really loose.
Really, really loose. That could affect his tires in a bad way, as these guys are going to be approaching the 9 of Predator. What will happen?
Weasel has 18% on his right front with 6 to go. I don't think he'll make it.
Yeah, coming to 6 to go here, he's going to be in trouble. Or could he just be playing the field? Could he be lying to them to try to get GT Jones information so he thinks that he has it on lock, but Weasel could be still have more left?
Could Predator wrecking? Is that going to take out the 1?
Predator's loose.
The 9 car wrecks. What's going to happen here?
He's coming up.
Will he come back up into him? He won't.
No.
The 1 car will pass him though. Predator will let him go.
Smart move there by Predator, not getting involved and letting them race it out.
And Predator, I think, has pretty bad tires there. He's up into the outside wall.
Yeah.
Bad night for the regular season champion. 5 to go for GT Jones.
GT Jones looking like a favorite right now. Has a big gap on Weasel and a big tire advantage.
No more cautions tonight. So it looks like the title is going to be down to the 1 and the 18. But could NASCAR man play a role here? Could he slow down the 1 car?
I think he's going to let him go.
Oh, he's holding his ground up there.
He might let him go here.
No, he's not. Not yet. They're side by side down the front stretch. 4 laps to go.
Weasel losing tires fast, getting loose. I don't think he has the time to get to the 1.
Smoke, can you make sure we have the right amount of laps to go? I have them coming to 3 next time.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. GT Jones has a big gap now over Weasel.
And NASCAR man let Weasel go.
Yep, NASCAR man letting Weasel go. What do you got, Smoke?
I think he's still trying to get the laps.
Coming to 3 to go.
3 more laps this season. Will Weasel be able to catch up to GT Jones?
Weasel saying he might blow a tire. He's going to give it his all as he just hopes the 1 car blows a tire too.
It's going to be close. They're both going to be in trouble with tires. Weasel's going to save back there. But will GT Jones have the tires to make it? 2.5 laps to go.
I think Weasel's going to blow a tire.
I think Weasel's in trouble there.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of time as well.
Oh, he's running right up the track, almost into the wall, but GT's
Everybody underestimates that 1 car. 2 to go.
GT's got a little bit loose off of 4 there.
Doubters.
He is. Everybody thought that GT Jones was going to be the guy that wasn't going to be fighting for the championship. They thought he was going to be the one forgotten about, but he's leading with a lap and a half to go here at Homestead.
Yep.
Weasel losing ground fast. I think he's just trying to preserve his tires to make it to the end.
Looks like if everything goes to plan right now for GT, he's going to enter the Cup Series as a National Series champion.
Yeah.
Oh, Weasel's got a pit.
Tire.
Final lap.
Weasel pit. 1 lap to go here.
Well, apparently the baby did.
That's going to give GT Jones the title.
Yep.
All he has to do is negotiate a couple more corners and he was going to win.
Yep.
Say it, Katie.
Got it. The hammering you hear is the sound of the nail in the final coffin of the chase contenders' hopes of upsetting the 1 of GT Jones.
The final 2 quarters. The final 2 quarters of the season, he was forgotten about. Nobody thought he was going to win the championship. But GT Jones will win Homestead and the National Series title. That's your champion, the number 1 car, GT Jones. As what heartbreak for Weasel as he exits the pits there.
Is very hot right now.
Can you blame him? He pretty much wrecked himself out of a title.
Yeah, at least a chance at it.
Yeah.
Congratulations to GT.
GT Jones is your champion.
PreRace. Arguably the car to beat all night. Puts that 1 in victory lane for the 4th time and for the championship this year.
GT Jones, congratulations are pouring in the chat. First from Ryan Guy. Heartbreaking for Weasel though. He looked like he had maybe the best car all night, but his tires could not hold to match with that one car. Your champion, GT Jones.
Like I mentioned, a champion is going to win this race. That's what happened tonight.
Yeah.
I say we get the one car in here.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, we'll get the one car in here in a second. Your champion, GT Jones. Just invited him. So now we are waiting on the one car of GT Jones. Your
Xfinity Series champion moving into Cup.
Your third Bass Pro Shops National Series champion. And the spotter of Predator, Bradley, says be prepared for an angry Predator. So it'll be interesting to see when he gets in here for an interview.
As GT Jones gets the fastest lap of the race, proving that he had one of the fastest and quickest cars.
That is your
What
champion.
a race run by that one team.
Yeah, he's been good on the bigger tracks this year, the 1.5 miles, the 2 milers.
That's where his strengths have been.
Here's
the champion, GT Jones. Congratulations, GT. How you feeling?
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
I really thought I had a long shot tonight, so.
Well, yeah, you were looked at as probably the long shot for the championship. How do you feel to prove all the doubters wrong that looked at you as maybe someone to forget about, or maybe the least likely to win the championship? How do you feel about that?
Well, we all just about had the same amount of wins except for Incog, and I think we're pretty much even. But it's all about what have you done for me lately, and that's the first win I've had since before halfway through the season. So I guess that's kind of the reason why I thought I was a long shot. But it was all about saving tires and stuff like that. So, and I got to thank Ed Fire. He got on practice with me, so I'd have a lobby to practice in, and he told me to win it for his birthday. So I guess this is for him and Austin.
So, with you winning this championship and you moving up to Cup next year, you think that you kind of silenced some guys who questioned your move to Cup?
Well, I didn't know anybody questioned it, but if so, I guess so.
Well, we're proud of you, buddy. Congrats.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, Mark.
As your champion, GT Jones. What a season and what a race from him. So now, I'm going to get Weasel in here. Actually, I'll get Weasel.
Couple of car links and matter of fuel and tires. Those extra 2 laps paid dividends for him.
Most definitely. That was
heartbreaking though for the 10 and the 18. 10 car lagging out and the 18 with not enough tires, but here the big man is.
Yeah, gotta wait for him to load in.
I don't hear him yet.
Oh, I do.
Just waiting on me being able to hear him. Weasel.
Mike.
How are you tonight? Coming up just short there. What happened in the final stage there?
Final stage, I couldn't save enough tire. GT liked running that bottom line, and he pitted about 3 laps after I did, so he would have had a better tire situation. But I would have had to have pitted that lap. I had about 7% on my tires when I came into the pits. Thinking about it, I probably could have stayed out maybe another lap, but I wasn't willing to risk it. My idea coming out of the pits is that I had a pretty decent gap coming out of the pits because my crew did an amazing job. Had a 14.2 second pit stop on that last one. And came out, had about a 1.5 gap over GT, and I was just pushing it too hard. I ran down the fence a couple times and just kind of wearing out my right sides. And when he closed in on me, I knew that I was going to have to push every bit I had to keep with him. And we battled it was so much fun. We battled hard for side by side for 4 to 5 laps, and It was really fun. Congrats to him. I just came up short on tires, and he was just faster than me.
So how close do you think you were to GT on speed? Because it looked like in the first part of the race that you definitely had the advantage over the field. But after your little lag spike incident, it looked like GT had looked at that as a moment of opportunity to take over. What do you think about that?
He just had a better long run car than me. I might have had some short run speed, but my long run just wasn't quite there. Yeah, I had those lag issues after the end of stage 1 and throughout all of stage 2. I had damage from a lag wreck, but I bounced back from it in stage 3. Everybody told me that I was good, and so I came back, started being aggressive again, and I ran up there with him. But yeah.
Well, even though you didn't win the championship, you still had a pretty good season, and we're all looking forward to you making the challenge and the rest of us in Cup Series next year. Thank you, man.
All right, thank you.
That was Weasel driver of the 18. Yep, that was Weasel, and now we're gonna have the driver of the 9 car who finishes third in the standings after being number 1 in that standings for most of the season. But we will see. Apparently he's kind of hot, or angry. A lot of females, so I'm not gonna say if he's hot or not. Smoke, you can talk
A
about
little
that.
both.
Funny.
So we're just waiting on the driver of the 9 car, Predator, CFNL Predator. 666. Won't be CFNL Predator 666 for much longer. Did not win the championship tonight, so that means that I win my bet. He becomes Sam Goes Wham 69. So we're waiting on Sam here. I'm not sure if he will accept an interview or not here, because I heard that he was not very happy exiting the race here, according to his spotter Bradley. So we're just waiting to see if the 9 car will join us for an interview or not.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to join us right now.
I say we give him a little bit more time, but I say we interview Ryan Guy, non-playoff contender.
Okay. So now we're going to try to get Ryan Guy in here in that 0 car. Hello, Ryan. How are you tonight?
Not happy after what happened at the end of the race.
What happened?
So we were about five to go, give or take. I caught up to Predator, and then he just brake checks me, and then I try to get around him, and then he just lets me, and he just kept pushing me down to where I can't even turn the car. Then he lets me go, and then into 1, he slams my back bumper full throttle too. And then we come off of 3 and 4. I get loose, and then he comes down and tries to flat out dump me.
Oh, we didn't see that.
Yeah.
I'll send you a video.
Okay. So for the most part, you had a really, really fast car in the race tonight. You were pretty much going well with the championship 4 guys. How did you feel about your run tonight?
It was great. The car was fast. Setup was very good. My car was just hauling, able to keep up with all the Final 4 guys. So I guess that gives me a lot of confidence knowing that all these guys that were in the Final 4 I was able to keep up with.
Yeah, so you could be there next year, Ryan. What do you think about that? Do you think you'll be fighting for the championship this time next year at Homestead?
That's a hope. As you guys know, I'm going to the 9, and so hopefully I can get to the Final 4 in that 9 car and hopefully bring it home for JRM back-to-back next year.
All right, well, thank you, Ryan, for joining us, and good job tonight. Have a good night.
Thank you, and thanks for broadcasting, Mike and you guys.
No problem.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so I don't think that Predator will be joining us, so is NASCAR man on? Because I want to get him in one last interview. He is still on, so we'll get him in for an interview here.
Yeah.
Waiting on NASCAR man here. Hello, NASCAR man. How you feeling after the race tonight?
I feel somewhat good and somewhat bad. I mean, our car was decent up there. We actually were staying up there with the Final Four contenders at one point, but then our car was just getting so loose in the long runs. It was like riding a bull, basically, in my opinion.
So
and then all the craziness on the last lap just was like, what?
What happened on the last lap? We didn't really catch on our broadcast, but something happened apparently with Ryan and Predator. What did you take from it?
I didn't see it, but earlier before that, I had hit the wall and Predator had stopped like dead and right at the start finish line or something, and then me and him were side by side, and then all of a sudden he started driving all sorts of crazy. I don't know what he was doing, but
do you think he might have been? Do you think he might have been trying to cause a caution or something?
I think that could be the case, but he wasn't about to just dump me for no reason when I'm out here just trying to run my final race here, and I'm not trying to get in any trouble here.
Yeah, so as you said, it is your final race as a full-time driver in the Xfinity Series. I believe you're going to be part-time in the Cup Series next year, so what's next for you, NASCAR man?
What's next for me is just to keep going and doing these races and getting some more experience out there. But I do have to thank everyone here in this for the past 3 seasons that have been absolute fun, and I got to thank Texas for giving me this opportunity to drive for them in the Xfinity program for 2 years, and hopefully as time goes on with me no longer being in the 7 car next season, that another good driver takes over and makes the 7 car legendary. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it, but
you were the regular season champion, NASCAR man. I think you gave it its worth. You were last year, and you fought for the championship last year, so I wouldn't say that. I think that you'll definitely be remembered in that 7 car.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pain to not be in the 7 car anymore, but hopefully in the 00 car next season I can still do what I do best, and that's to do my best out there on the racetrack.
All right, well, thank you very much, NASCAR man, and I will say that you're one of the nicest people to always race around, and definitely miss seeing you as a full-time Xfinity competitor, and we'll definitely remember your rivalry with Roman last year. That'll go down in the history books for the Checkered Flag NASCAR League.
One more thing before I leave, I'd also like to thank every single one of my friends that have been supportive of me through these last couple races. They've been coming in watching. Hopefully they went and seen this, even though it wasn't the best of races for me tonight. But just the support is what's the best kind thing I can ever expect from them. So hopefully this continues, and I will see all of you Cup guys at the Daytona 500 next year.
Well, thank you, NASCAR man, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
See you, NASCAR man.
See ya.
Yep,
you guys do a good job at the booth. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully I join y'all guys soon in the National Series. So.
Yeah, you can help tomorrow if you'd like. If you're not busy or whatever.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. All right. Thank you, NASCAR man. Good luck. All right. So that will conclude our broadcast tonight. Thank you for everybody that's been watching. We got a few comments throughout. I didn't really check them because I was more focused on commentating the race. We had about 5 or 6 viewers consistently throughout the race, so thank you to those that were watching all night. It was a fun race. You know, we got a lot of battling in, and we had a really, really well-deserving champion, GT Jones. Now, earlier in the Xfinity season, I called him a B-plus player, but he proved me wrong tonight. So congratulations to GT, and congratulations to all the Xfinity drivers that participated in the Championship 4 tonight. And tomorrow we will be back for the Cup Series Final 4. I'll be here. Weasel's going to be here. I'm not sure who else is going to be here just yet. But hopefully we have enough people for another Supercast. I hope you guys enjoyed watching tonight. It was a really, really fun stream to have. I always love doing this. So Katie, Smoke S'mores, you guys got any final remarks?
Good job to all the National Series drivers. Everyone had a good year, and can't wait for for next year to be as good as this one.
Yeah, all I gotta say is stay tuned tomorrow night because we'll try to prove Predator wrong. That's saying that the National guys are better than Cup and Trucks. We're gonna try to see if we can make the Cup guys the number one series in this league. But Smoke is gonna be one heck of a battle about you, along with Sports and Bradley for the title.
For sure, man.
Yeah, and stay tuned for tomorrow. Should be a good race, and next season should be really fun.
All right, well, that will be the conclusion of our live stream. That was the Ford Ecoboost 300 at Homestead-Miami. So for Harris, for KD, for Morris and Smoke, I'm Mike, man. Thank you and good night.